How's it going, everybody? What you see right in front of you is the Jetboil Soul Titanium. It's my bug out bag and backpacking stove of choice. It's really an elite cooking system. I really love how compact the system is. It's really easy to carry out in the backcountry because you don't have to carry a lot of external pieces in different parts of your bag, because that can become really bulky and really annoying. Because I've been places with other stoves where I forgot a hose or I forgot one piece of it and now I can't use the stove I've bought. I also really like that this is made of titanium. It's ultra lightweight. It's really good for like ultralight backpackers who don't like to use alcohol stoves, because this is a gas stove. Its weight is 8.5 ounces or 240 grams for those of you overseas. The volume of the cup itself is 27 ounces or 0.8 liters. The boil time to cook on this stove is about 2 minutes and 15 seconds for every 16 ounces. But I tell you what, when you have a brand new canister and you turn that on high, you'll get this thing to a rolling boil in under a minute. The dimensions of the cup are 4.1 inches by 6.5 inches. And the water boil takes about 12 liters per 100 grams of Jetboil canister. So it's a really efficient cooker. I'm going to go ahead and show you what comes with the stove. The first thing you notice is the lid. This is made out of a very heat resistant plastic. You can actually boil your food with this on top. You can see it has a strainer portion and then a drinking hole. It's very handy when you feel like cooking noodles, or the drinking hole is very handy when you cook like tea or sometimes hot chocolate and stuff like that. It's just nice to know you don't have to carry an extra cup. The next portion you'll notice is this adapter to cook with a pan. Most cooking systems, you either have a choice of cooking with the cup it comes with or cooking with a pan, because they usually hook together. The Jetboil actually allows you to cook with both. It's very versatile. These little arms hook out here to the outside. Then it hooks on your burner and you're able to cook with a full-size pan. The next thing you'll notice is the actual fuel canister itself. This is one of the average size Jetboil cans. It's an isobutane propane mix, but you can also use just about any other type of white gas. That's what I really love about this stove. You're not limited to one type. And I also like how it fits on the inside and you don't have to keep it on the outside of your stove. The next piece you'll notice is the actual burner itself. Fits right underneath the canister. You can see it's been well used. What I really love about this is it has an igniting system on it. All you have to do is press this black button and it'll light your stove for you. Anyone who's done a lot of backpacking use something like a Whisper light or a different gas stove, you know you have to turn on your gas and then light it with a match, and sometimes you'll burn yourself. This one prevents that from ever happening. This just hooks on right there to the stove, and this little piece controls the amount of flame you have. It's definitely superior to anything I've used before. And the last piece is the balance piece. This piece is used at the bottom of your fuel canister to balance everything else underneath it. These little arms just pop out like this, and then you put everything else on top of it. So let me go ahead and show that to you guys. This is what the balance ring looks like underneath the fuel canister. You can see it just snaps onto the little spaces. And then it also has a couple other notches for bigger fuel canisters, if you want to use some MSR gas or something like that. To put the burner on, all you have to do is take it, move this little ring out of the way, and you line that up and screw it onto the canister, and you'll kind of hear a puncture noise. There it went. And you turn it till it's tight. Before I turn on the gas, I want to show you how this ignites. Bring it up here to the camera. You can see that little white piece right there in the top. When I find the igniter here, and I press that in, it's going to let off a little spark. You can see it do that. Almost like a little miniature lightning bolt. But we don't want to start this without putting the cup on first. So let's put that on. Before you can put this on, you have to take off the bottom measuring cup, which also doubles as a bowl. And yes, that lid does fit on top of this. I use this in the morning all the time. To put on the cup, the first thing you do is find this little notch, because you're going to line it up with a little bubble on the stove. Go ahead and zoom in for you guys. And that's that little bubble right there. Then you take your cup and you match it right on top of there, and you just turn it a little bit to the left. One big tip I have for anyone who decides to use this stove is definitely add your water to the cup before you light the burner, because if you try adding the water after the burner's hot, all it does is shoot a bunch of hot steam up into your face. You lose water that way, and it's quite hot. I'm going to start the stove, and we'll see how long it takes to cook, and then also I'll probably cook a mountain house or something. So let's go ahead and get started. All you got to do is turn on the gas here. You'll hear it turn on. Then you press your burner. You light the stove. There it goes. I have it on low right now, but what I'm going to do is turn it on high. And you'll see this thing really start to work. Pretty soon that flame will just be engulfing the fire rings. You can really see it from underneath, but I can't get the camera at that angle. We're about 30 seconds into this boil. Sorry I don't have a timer or anything, but it should be okay. I'm already getting steam on the top here. And if you want to make this cook faster, you just throw on your lid. We've got bubbles going on the inside here. It's about ready to take off. There we go, we got a rolling boil right now. I'm gonna have to turn this down. There you have it, didn't take very long at all. What's really nice about the titanium is it really cools down fast. You're able to touch the burner a minute after it starts boiling. So now that it's turned off, all I gotta do is turn it here, and it pops right off. I have a beef stroganoff Mountain House Pro Pack next to me. This is something I usually take with me on the first day of my backpacking trips. I just want to show you how this lid and cozy works. It's still very hot. All you gotta do is pour it in and let it sit. Almost spilled it. That's plenty of water. It's been about 2 minutes since I turned off the burner. Even though this is still boiling hot on the inside, you can actually start touching the flux rings. They're still a little warm, but they're pretty much cool to the touch where you can handle it. The burner actually cools down that fast too. I can put my hand directly where that flame was. But while we're sitting here waiting for the mountain house to cook, and we're waiting for everything else to cool down here, I'm going to actually show you how to use this with the pan setup. All you do is open up these little pieces. See how they rotate out? Then you line it up with these little holes here, and it just pops right on. Then you can light it the same way. Turn on your gas. There you go. I didn't have the gas turned up high enough to light it. That was my fault why it took so long. You can see that thing really boils. It goes. That flame is hitting all the way up, about 1.5 feet above where that burner is. And that works with any pan. Then all you got to do is turn it off. And I'll let that sit for a little while, and then I'll take it apart and put it back together. I decided to make some hot chocolate while I was waiting. This is mint hot chocolate. One of my favorite things to make when I'm backpacking. And there goes the rest of the water. Well, my mountain house is cooked, and so is my hot chocolate. I just want to show you how fast this thing packs up. All the water's out of here, so all I have to do is take off the lid. I still have the burner on here, that pops off. I just turn these to the regular side. You can see how fast this is, even for the mountains. Unscrew the gas. Take off the balance piece. This is how you line them up to put them back together. Balance piece first, then you put the stove right on top of that, then you put the fuel canister, then you put the stove adapter, push that down, then you put on the lid. And I hope you guys enjoyed my review of the Jetboil Soul Titanium. It's definitely my favorite backpacking stove or bug out stove I've ever owned. I hope you guys check it out. Rate, comment, subscribe. I'll talk to you guys later.